69.53. Support below at 44.36, 27, 20, and 13. Upside at 60, 68, 77, 85, 94. Pivot 53, support 44, 36, 27, 20, 13. Upside at 60, 68, 77, 85, and 94. All right. Well, it's a little bit quiet here overnight, especially the last few hours, as has always been the case. Kind of broke it yesterday afternoon if you were trading. But again, tough to trade in the afternoon, so just keep that in mind. And it was really doing nothing for a long time before it finally did move. So that's why we kind of focus on the morning hours to give us our opportunities. Let's see here. All right, market opening up here. Let's see the numbers coming out this morning. It does seem like it's going to be unemployment tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. Jobless claims came out this morning, better than expected. I'm not sure about tomorrow's unemployment number, but it seems like it's they had the. We'll see. Let's see tomorrow. The wholesale inventory is coming out here at 9 o'clock. Goldman Sachs targets 7,600 for S&P 500 as what they're calling for this year in the market in 2026. And it's 7,600. So something like 10% rotation to the upside. Doesn't mean we won't go down to 5,400 before we go to 7,600. But who knows? That'd be nice. Some volatility in the market. Be asking too much. The rally markets are just tough to trade. All right, just kind of hanging around our pivot area here at 53. Let's be patient. So a little number coming out here at 9 o'clock. The wholesale inventories. Yeah. All right. See what the yield is. Trading at 416 on the ends. A little off this morning. All right. I know we're upticking a little resistance around the 60 area. Ticking here to see what we want to do here against the coming up to the 60 area. Of course, gets up to 58. Oh boy. 58.75 here. VIX is trading at 15, 15.6. Yesterday was trading at 15 something. Well, that was did not get us our entry point there at 59. Got up to 58.75, so that was not nice. It's gonna be one of those days. All right, well, that was kind of annoying. Nice rotation there. Got that up to 875. Now coming back down here, we're looking almost got us there at 59. Oh, well. Coming back down there, 44 on the downside now, a little support. That would have been very pretty, actually. But wasn't meant to be. All right. What he wants to do down here, 44. I don't know if we get there or not. All right, just chopping around here. Hi, Luis. How are you? Can you hear me all right? Welcome. We are trading mini S&Ps. We're looking for opportunities to scalp the market based on the levels that we gave out this morning, and we'll repeat them in the chat here for you. We use those levels as kind of a guide to the day. We're scalping these markets. We're looking to scalp the mini S&Ps. There they are for you in the chat. Those are areas of inflection that we think will give us scalping opportunities. We're scalping these markets for about 2 points right now, but that could change with volatility. And so if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat as we have to be patient here and wait. We almost got our entry point on the top side there against the 60 area. I like to scale in around my level, so I'm in there at 59, 60, and 61. We got up here to 58.75 and then traded off. So just missed our entry point on the top side. As now we come back up here, and now we're see what we want to do. Be careful there at the 59, obviously. If you're more risk averse, maybe you're not even taking the level at all. Again, everybody here trades differently, as you can imagine. Nobody here trades the same. So we put together a methodology that takes advantage of these ebbs and flows, or tries to. And then it all depends on market volatility and waiting for setups to get triggered and then trading around them once we get into them. Sometimes they're easier trades than other times, and other times we have to work them, and other times we have to take our loss and move on to the next opportunity. So that's what we do here on an everyday basis. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask anytime. So we missed out on our top end there, and we come right back down to our pivot. So very, very little choppy little trade here, nothing going on. Yeah, we're just kind of range bound, right? Trading on both sides of our pivot here, so nothing to get too excited about. Upside resistance around 60. That support still at 44, and kind of in the middle here. Unless you know where it's going to stop and go, just be patient.
Hey, Luis, welcome aboard. Sent you out a chat message. Make sure you respond and let us know that you got it and read it. If you have any questions, we can talk at 11 Eastern Time. So make sure you give us this high sign that you are paying attention.
Well, everybody has their deficiencies. We know yours.
Yes, you do. Lord help us all. Each and every one. Especially Philip.
I like you. That's why I can say that.
I know. I mean,
I would like say it to somebody I don't know.
there you go. That's what I tell people all the time. If I don't like you, I'm not going to kid you.
Hey, Larita, welcome back. Not sure I heard from you yesterday. Make sure you respond today. I did send you out a chat message. Make sure you read it and respond to it. Let me know if that's what interests you. Luis, the same. Check the chat area and welcome. We like new traders. We like experienced traders. We teach them all. In that chat message, it has today's coaching levels, the ones we're working with. So, Larita, make sure you check in.
All right, you can see here a quick rotation here to the downside. Again, this is where you have to be ready to put your orders in place there. We got filled down to the 43, and I had a nice quick rotation back up here. Got down to 42 and change. Got us filled there at 43 as well, and boom, right back up here. So nice little scalping opportunity against our 44 area. If you were able to jump in there, obviously you had to have your orders in place because it was a quick bounce down and a quick bounce back up. Those are the ones we like. Don't have to think about it too much. I don't know. Again, we don't know why the extra energy just flowed into the market at a particular moment in time. Yesterday, if you remember, at some point we were at the highs, flushed it down to the lows, flushed it back up. I mean, it was like crazy. No reason whatsoever. We don't know what the reason is. Or whoever had this big order in there to flush it one way or the other. Who knows? But definitely was a weird move. And again, we never know when these moves are going to present themselves. All we can do is make sure we are ready, have an order in there, and watch the market kind of do its thing, and then trade the area once it gets triggered. And there was a nice quick rotation there. Got down to 41 and change, and up there all the way back up. It got filled at 43 as well. So nice little opportunity there for us against our first support level. Next support level we have on the downside is down here at the 36 area. Again, we don't know why market. There's no number now, but something's up, and you never know why markets move. At least we're the last ones to find out about it. They make the move, and then they kind of tell us because the Goldmans of the world know what the hell they're doing, and they make those moves for us. We just trade the whatever comes out of it. They never let us know when they're going to do that. But we have to be ready, have orders in place, and that way, when the market does create an opportunity, we are ready. All right, we got making low by here, a couple ticks here, and then up to back up here. We're looking at the 36 area next.
Hey, Larita, I'm going to have to let you go. Don't want to do that. Got to make sure everybody responds when they come in. We want to know how we can help you and the reason that you're here.
All right, popping back up here. And nice little quick scalping opportunity there against our first support area. See what happens. All right, all the way back up here to our blue band. There's a little bit of resistance right against our pivot as well. If you're very aggressive, otherwise on the upside are 60. That's our upside support, resistance. Sorry. So that's our next level that we'll be focused in on. All right, nice rotation there against our pivot. For those of you who might have jumped in and taking that little quick scalping opportunity there. Yeah, if you remember yesterday, did not work out so well, but today it did. So that's why you always got to understand the opportunity and trade it, because You never know when, it's an opportunity, and sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it don't. That's why we keep our stops in place. But nice little rotation there. Now we're coming up here to the 60 area. Again, we missed out on our entry point by just that much off of that 59 area, so be careful there. But right now, basically, we're back into this range. But at least it dipped down and gave us that 44 area before it. See what happens when you have some patience? Got down to 44, got filled all over the place and right back up. Now he's going to tell me I'm out of here before I make another mistake.
Hey, quit reading my mind.
Well,
I'm gonna stay till 9, and then I'm gonna bolt.
oh, well, yeah. I wasn't trying to get you out of here early.
Oh, I
like
know.
it.
Well,
I like
you're
it.
probably speaking wisdom to me. It's like go to the bench, Philip.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, it's like just taking a kid out. He's just hit 5 threes in a row, and I sit him down. And he's like, "Coach, why are you taking me out?" I'm like, "You need a rest. You're getting tired."
Yeah.
That would be a very bad thing for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen coaches keep people that got them to the dance, but they were cold and they wouldn't take them out and put someone
Yeah,
in who could get a hot, and that hurt them too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just, you have a little too much faith in someone. But you
Right.
know what? That's the nature of the beast. They got you there, right?
It
They
is.
got you there.
Yeah.
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 You got to give them all those opportunities. But at
Right.
some point, you got to say, okay, but they could,
It's just
take
like, yeah, you
breather.
got to say, Steph, you're not on today. Appreciate you, but we're going to see if someone else lights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what happens though? The end of the game, he's in.
Yeah. That's usually what happens.
Because that's when you want to finish the game off. You trust them. You might have a
I've
bad game
seen,
prior to that, but the end of the game, you got him in there.
yeah, I think that's, these teams that are winning at halftime, and they think, okay, all we have to do is keep what we're doing, and they don't understand that the other team has adjusted to what they're doing.
Hmm.
And they figured it out, and you got to come up with something different.
Well, that's why they call timeouts.
There you go.
I mean, at least the good teams and good coaches will make adjustments. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
All right, well, back here at our pivot, so yeah, nice scalping opportunity there against it the first time. Now I'll just be waiting. We're looking at. Remember, 59 is kind of a little tenuous because of where we ended up there on top of the first time up there. So be careful. Even at 60, if you're more risk averse, you're probably looking at 68, depending on your risk tolerance. But you see our blue band is coming in there at 61-ish in our hourly. So maybe the top end there of the 60 be a little bit of a reason to jump in if you're more risk averse. If we get up there, the fact that we
You
got,
say there's some news coming out at the top of the hour?
yeah, small number,
Okay.
wholesale inventories.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, just kind of chopping around our pivot here, so let's be patient with it. All right, again, we're just kind of range bound here, so let's be a little bit patient. So the market gives us an opportunity. Seems to be bouncing off of this pivot area. We do have a number coming out here in a couple minutes.
Did I hear you right? They were forecasting a 7,600 S&P.
76, Goldman Sachs for 2026 is saying that the target in the S&Ps is going to be 7,600. Goldman.
You know, last year they were saying 7,500.
Right. Yeah, I mean they're going to be right. Just telling
Yeah.
you. I mean, I just read stuff. I never tell you if I believe it or not.
And in that case, we just ought to buy it if Goldman says it.
Right. Exactly. You might have to buy it here. You might have to buy it at 6,800, 6,700.
Yeah.
Keep buying it.
Like,
keep buying it all the way down.
Just,
At some point, they'll be right.
Just send my money.
Some point,
Hey,
they'll
Don,
be right.
tell me what leap to buy on an options thread, okay? So I can get in on that.
Yeah.
Talk to one of your options experts, and I'll send you my private number, and you can text it to
There
me.
you go.
Oh, we're not sharing now? Jeez. Oh,
Well, I mean,
I mean,
we could share it on the thread here, but I don't know. I don't want to get you in trouble. So
no, I have no idea. I mean, yeah, you guys can do all the option stuff you want. The only thing I know how to do an option is sell the premium. That's it, because it goes in my account.
That's it. I
it.
like those debit spreads.
Sell the premium, goes in my account. I got some money in there. Now, whether I make money or lose money on that, I don't know. But if I sell the premium, it goes in my account. I'm like, oh, this looks nice.
Yeah.
Better not go back up. Well, it depends. If I sell a call, you know what I mean.
I knew a guy one time, and that's all he did. He traded leaps.
All right, we got this number coming out here. I don't know if we're going to make anything happen or not. Downside support, we already tested the 44, so we're looking at 36. Upside, be careful there at 59, maybe look 61 because of the blue band in the hourly. And we'll see what this number does to us or not. If it comes out in half here, and it's not doing much.
I tell you what, they sold it off hard yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon they did. I saw that. Came back down here and checked it out. I'm like, whoa. Little problem. Well, they got up to 60 to 70, 70.06.
Yeah.
And then profit taking came in against the 7,000 level. You just have to.
I had an upside target sitting there at 8. I'm going, okay.
I think we had 9, right? Yeah.
No, it stopped at 675.
Right, it did. It did, yeah. Yeah.
And then it started down. I says, they're going to take it all the way back to that 68.
And they did. And got below that even. All right, well, back here on these interim lows. See what it wants to do. 30. We got 36 on the downside, our next support level. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We are scalping mini S&Ps. We're waiting for opportunities to get triggered, our setups with support areas. When it's chopping like this back and forth, really don't have much going on here. You'd be guessing as to where it would stop and turn around. So I don't do a good range trade, but I mean, the pivot area is held very nicely for those of you who did jump in there. Otherwise, we're looking on the downside here, we're looking at 36, and let's be patient. We already tested the 44, so we're not going to do that one.
Did that deal about Goldman Sachs, did it come out on your news feed?
Yeah, on my daily news, a lot of email. So it's not, yeah, just sitting here.
Did you ask them how we're going to do it?
No, they don't tell you that.
Oh.
They just keep that to themselves. They don't. They never let us know how they get that done. Yeah.
I'd love to take a look under their hood just to see how they really operate.
I don't know. Well, I'll just say this: when they had 675 days without a losing day in the bond market, kind of tells you something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but what Kool-Aid they're drinking, or somebody's giving them some kind of information. But
their computers can't be that good.
No, yeah, right. You know, 2 years plus of 3 years plus of never losing any trade and never losing any money. What is that? That's something's up with that.
Are they big enough to push the market around?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So the old adage,
especially when it's slow.
So the old adage, you can't control the market. It's just out the window now.
No. At the end of the day, they can't control the market, but any particular one day, okay, because let's say it's in the afternoon, and let's say there's not much happening, and the market is not moving that much, you can move it a little bit. I'm not talking about the overall market. They can't move it. You can't, if there's volatility, they can't compete with that. That's too much volatility. But on a slow day, nothing going on, especially in the afternoon, where there's less traders, the volume is very low. You can move it a little bit. They can move it a little bit. They did that in the bond market. You had a couple of big traders who they love slow days. They would be there in the holiday days when there'd be no volume because they'd be like pushing the market around, and they're buying it to sell it, then they sell it, then they comes the reverses and they start pushing it back down. I mean,
what's your take on these big swings? We get 20, 30 point swings now.
What? When we haven't really had that in,
like yesterday.
Yeah, well, that was a weird move yesterday afternoon. Somebody sold it off really fast. I think that here's as we were upticking here a little bit. Here's what happens, especially because when you get a move, let's say somebody wants to sell 500 or 1,000 contracts, right? So you can see if you look at the ladder ticket, there's 50, 60, right? If you just want to sell 1,000, you're going to clear out. If you want to buy 1,000 at the market, you're going to clear out a lot of inventory there. So you're going to get it. It's going to gap.
Yeah.
Right. So you get one of those guys as we come up here to the 60 area now. You're going to get somebody who wants to put on a trade, like that person who yesterday, if you really think about it, that person who sold the market off really, really fast and then rallied and it came all the way back before we left off here. He got short or somebody, right? And the market ended up going up to 7,000 from where we were. But then at the end of the day, look where we're at. We're down lower. And these guys, their level of, how much pressure they're going to take on the market is not 2 or 3 points. It's maybe 100 points. You know what I'm saying? So they're not afraid if they put on a position on and they're 20 points against them, then they're not really going to be, worried about getting out, So because their targets are 100 points up and down. So at the end of the day, he sold it off, and I don't know, in the 90s, 68, 90 something, and then it went up to 7,000. But then at the end of the day, look where we ended up. We ended up coming back down here. So So you get gaps every now and then, and that's especially when it's slow, because somebody has a big number that they're gonna try to get into the market, and you know there's different ways of doing it. But some people don't care. Some people just want the position to be filled, and they I mean, that's why I can never understand. Like when we were trading on the floor, if somebody wanted to sell 1,000 and you sell it at the price of 10, he's going to get just fill it at 10. Now, if you want to sell 1,000 and the market is trading at 10, you're going to sell it at 10, at 9, at 8, at 7, at 6, until you get filled all your 1,000. So he doesn't get a good fill, but he doesn't care. But when we were trading on the floor, if you wanted to sell 1,000, you sold them at 10. You sold them at 10. Now you're selling them at an average. If you start at 10, you're selling maybe the average is 5, and so you lost like a whole bunch of money on entering into your trade. But they don't care. It's weird. I don't know. All right, now we're coming up here to the 60 area. And again, remember I said it's a little riskier, so you definitely have to tighten up the belt there a little bit. Maybe I said take the 61. It's kind of running through that area a little bit, but that was a little bit of a better play than uh, definitely 59 or 60. And it continues to uptick here, up 63, well, 63 and a quarter right now is the settlement price. Again, keep your stops in place. Upside resistance we got here is at 68, and we kind of warned you about the 60 area because of the price action. And you have to take that into consideration if you're trading. If it didn't get filled, you have to make adjustments. And then even if you took the 61, you can run over here a little bit, which is fine, but you minimize your risk and you don't trade 59, you don't trade 60, maybe you even tighten the number of contracts you trade at 61 because it's definitely a lot riskier. All right, so now we're continuing to uptick here a little bit. We're looking at the 68. So again, we have to, as traders, you have to make adjustments in the market. So you asked me about this move here. I think this is more of a short cover rally here because they were pushing it to the downside, pushing it to the downside. It was trading around that pivot, and then all of a sudden, they got above the 60 and they hit the stops. I think this is more of a short cover rally than a big move to the upside, at least for a time being. That's what I'm thinking. The way the market was trading, because they were trading to the downside. And just a second ago, I was telling you we already tested the 44, and then all of a sudden we're back up here on the highs.
These 30-minute bars are 20 to 30 point 30-minute bars at first 8:30 to 9.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're just hanging around the settlement price here at 63 and a quarter. All right, kind of coming off here a little bit. Oh, did bounce off the settlement price. Maybe you could use that as a little bit of a backup there against the 61 if you did, trade the 61 area. Upside, we're looking at 68.
I have a hard enough time looking like at the 64. Say, hey, I want to get in. I can't imagine what it was like on the floor.
Well, again, depending on what you were doing, some people did have charts that they were actually charting and finding areas to look to buy in, and other people were just, I didn't really think about it that way. I wasn't looking at, if I'm standing next to the broker and he had an order to sell something, I would just buy it. Let's say it's 59 here. I would buy. I'll tell him 59 bid, and he'll sell me 2 lots, and then I try to sell it at 60. Right? Like it didn't matter where I was buying it. I'm just giving him a market, so I'd be
Yeah.
60. And then I'm trying to sell it a little bit higher or low. I'm not. I'm not looking at a chart. I'm not thinking about it. Now, at the end of the day, I might go back and say, I'd have like I would have what I would do is have like little levels that I would be looking at, like I am now, and those would be the areas that once we got up here, maybe I'd be trying to sell it. The problem is that if the market's rallying and everybody's short, and this is what I think this little rally, you're going to get run over a little bit because all the orders that are coming into the pit at the time were buy orders. And then at some point, somebody, the market's going to stop just like we do now, and we don't know why it does one or the other, but it does. And then you have a little bit of rotation, and then we make our money back or scratch some. So again, I'm not, when I was standing on the floor, I wasn't looking at a chart or saying this is where I want to buy it. I'd have levels like I do now, where I think markets might, have some resistance, some support. Maybe I'd be focused more to try to buy it around those areas or sell it around those areas. But I didn't really have too many choices when I was standing next to the broker. I was just facilitating his order book, which is fine. That's what I
But
did.
you were just like you were buying it at 59, you were selling it at 60. You wasn't
Yeah,
trying to make 4 or 5 points on the trade.
right. Well, because
Yeah.
I'd also trade, you know, 50 lot.
Yeah.
So if you're trading a 50 lot and you make a point on it, what is that? $2,500, right?
Yeah.
You don't need too many of those. So you're not. That's what we did. We traded volume, but now I don't trade volume. I'm looking for movement, price movement, because I'm not
Let,
trading
let,
the volume.
let me ask you this. When you were on the floor like that, did you have the capabilities to have a short position and a long position going at the same time? Like
Sometimes,
you
honestly,
sold you may have
yeah.
sold something, then all of a sudden you decide I want to buy something, or is it like on the domes now? They have to cancel each other out.
No, no, no. I would be trading, and sometimes I'd have so many trades going on that I don't even know what my position was until I give my clerk my cards and I said, let me know where I'm at. Because I know. Let's say I sold a 50 lot. Okay, and then the market starts going my way, so I'd buy 10 here, 5 here, 10, 15 here, 20 here, 10 here, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm trying to calculate it really quickly, but I don't know. I lost track after I have 6 or 7 trades, and I like kind of, but I knew around where I was.
Yeah.
So then I'd say, I give her I'd call her, or she'd be coming in. I go, here, give me a quick count. So she'd count it up really fast. And usually, what I do when things were quieter, I mean, I would write my position on top of my card, and I'd be either long or short, and I just traded from there. And then I give her my card, and I know what my position was. But when it got really busy, I honestly I didn't know, and then she'd tell me. I'd have an idea in my mind, but I wouldn't. I would just ask her for a quick count.
No, I guess what I'm asking is like when we're trading, okay, if we buy something and we can't, we're long and but we can't short two. In other words, like have two different positions on at the same time.
No, yeah, I mean, obviously, the only way that I wouldn't have to. Nobody has two positions on at the same time. The only way that would
I
work.
mean, you couldn't do it even if you wanted to on the
Right,
floor. Okay.
right. You couldn't do it if it's impossible. The only way you would do it, by the way, and the only way that I, you know, the only way you would do it is if you had another account and you position trade
Yeah.
in that other account, right?
Yep.
Like, so if you wanted to be long the market or short the market because you think Goldman is going to be right and you're looking for it to go up to 7,600, God knows when, that they don't tell you when. So anyway, so you would have another account where you would say, okay, I'm going to buy one lot at 76, one lot at 69, one lot at 68 because Goldman says it's going to go up, and and then just leave it and then you go and trade now. But in this account, in another account, problem with there is that in the back of your mind, as we come up here to the inch our way up here to the 68 area. In the back of your mind, though, let's say that happens. Let's say you open up another account. And let's say you take a position, whether it be long or short. The back of your mind, you know what that position is, right?
Yep.
And you're trading that bias. So what we're trying to do is to stay away from the bias here, because you psychologically you're trading that bias, even though you're not seeing it, even though it's not in the same account. And then let's say you're long in that other account and the market's down a whole bunch. How are you trading that day?
No, we're buying it. Just
Well, not
Goldman
only are you
said
buying
so.
but not only are you buying it, but you know that in your other account you're taking a bath in it.
Yeah.
So what do you do? I mean, yeah. So it's not recommended for traders to.
You walk away.
Yeah, you walk away and like, okay, well, I hope it comes back tomorrow.
Yeah. Lord save me.
Yeah, you just and then your brokerage account, your firm is going to call you and say, I think you either got to put more money in that account or something's got to happen. So yeah, no, it's really not. I'm not highly recommended.
Tell them don't worry about it. Goldman says it's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. I just read Goldman says it's going to go to 7,600. Don't worry, we'll charge them for it. Yeah, it don't work that way. All right. Well, we almost got up there to, well, 67. We did not get to 67. Got close. Got up to 66 and change again. 67 would be our first entry point against the 68 area. So we just missed that out and missed it by just that much again. Kind of a little frustrating. But what are you going to do?
I'm like, Philip, I'm done.
Yeah, that was close again. All right. Well, now be careful there at 67. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions.
I got that 70 from yesterday.
Yeah, I got a nice triple top there. 69.50 is the overnight high. So I took the 68. I think maybe we go to 69. We definitely want to be out above 71, that's for sure. All right, well, I'm just chopping around here a little bit. Going back down here to the settlement price. All right, definitely hanging around the settlement price here. Let's see what we want to do up here at 68. Remember, a little bit of adjustment there against 67 if you are thinking about it. Looking at 68, 69. And make sure again keep the stop and just above that because triple top there.
Hey, quick shout out to James V. Hey, James, welcome. Hey, Jeff, I just posted the levels for you in chat. James, give us a hi sign. You sent you out a welcome message. Let us know when you read it. And we can talk at 11 on the box here. I'll be able to answer any of your questions. Luis, the same. We can speak at 11. Right now, it's 10:27. For those that are joining us through our socials, join us live. Follow the instructions on the right-hand side of your screen. Can't help you unless you come in.
Our market's down ticking a little bit. A little support would be around our 50 pivot there at 53, 54. We could our upside resistance up here is at 68 area. Again, we are scalping mini S&Ps. We're looking for opportunities to scalp the market based on the levels you see in the chat, in addition to any price action trades that might occur. Combination of both of those gives us our setups for this morning. And we're looking to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market, scalping the market, and with 2 to 3 point targets. That's at least for the time being, and that could change with volatility.
Hey, James, make sure you respond. They disconnect you pretty quick when you don't respond. So make sure you're responsive. All right, well, we're just kind of floating here. Kind of back into this range, still towards the highs.
Now we're slowly dripping back in here into this range again. We missed out on our top end there by a little bit, and then it's kind of slowly turning over here a little. All right, market turning over here a touch. A little support, like I said, would be around maybe our 53 or area, which is our pivot. All right, come quickly rotating down here to the our blue band and our pivot area. Again, make sure you keep your stops in place. All right, nice little rotation there against the rotation to our pivot area there. So there's a little support around 53, 54. Got down to 53 and popped it back up here. A bit of a little something, something. All right, nice little rotation there against the little our pivot area. We said suggested maybe a little support down there. And we're just kind of hanging around the middle of this range. or upticking here a little bit. So if you did jump in there against the 54, 53 area, you did okay. And trying to stay long, it'd be a nice little rotation back up there. All right, quickly back up here to these inner highs. Careful there at 67, 68, 69. All right, getting very choppy here. Ran it all the way up to 60 plus 5, 6 area again. Flushed it all the way back down, so be careful. Especially at 60, definitely not the 67, that's for sure. If we come back up there, we can a little bit careful. A little, it's kind of setting up, might run through. Not the 60, 950 is the overnight high, so that's why we got 68. So in there, make sure you keep your stop in place right above that. Right now we're just kind of trading right around our settlement price. Very range bound here. Made a couple runs to the highs and come off. A nice little rotation down to our pivot there. Came off of that, so that was a nice little stop for us. We did jump in. Just have to be patient, wait for opportunities. If they present themselves and try to take advantage of it. If not, just be patient. And then if you have a reason to trade, then just jump in there and put your trade in and make sure you keep your stop in place. Yeah, definitely range bound up here, so let's be patient. All right, well, we quickly rotated back here down to our blue band. Again, very, very choppy, not going anywhere fast. We've had some nice opportunities this morning. We've had a little support down at the 44 level. There was a nice rotation down to our support level, and then we almost got to a lot of topside there, but then we've had a couple of rotations against our pivot that worked nicely. And now we're just kind of pretty much chopping around. So not much to do in this little area here. Yeah. Basically coming back down here to our pivot, kind of going nowhere fast again. All right, well, we're just drifting back here to our pivot, so much going on. All right, now we're rotating back down here. Again, basically back into this range, very, very choppy. Nothing to get too excited about. On the upside, they're going to be very careful around the 68 if we go back up there. And now we're looking down here. We're looking down at well, we already tested the 44, so we're looking at a level there at 36. So had some nice little opportunities. A couple price action trades missed out on our level there to the upside, but then getting a nice little, couple rotations to our pivot, a couple rotations to our blue band there. That's some nice little opportunities there, but basically we've been staying very range bound for the most part, even though it's been a pretty big range up there to 65 down here to 40 area, but just chopping around. And now we're just kind of back here at the pivot, kind of going north there. So we might end up in this range the rest of the day. Be careful there at the 69 on the top side, just because of the 68 on the top side, just because of the price action. If you're going to do anything, definitely have at least. You're going to trade the 68, 69 area, have at least a 71 stop for sure, because we could easily pop through there. A little bit of a buy there against that 71 actually, but again, if one signal tells you you're selling it, the other one tells you you're buying it, maybe the best thing to do is not do anything. At least it's a lot riskier. Maybe look at the 77 as a mixed area on the top side to be considered. And unless if we get up there, it seems like we might just be range bound here. But if we do rotate down, we already tested the 44. We have the downside support levels there that you see in the chat. And as we come here at the end of our morning session, if anybody has any questions, please feel free. Gave you some things to focus in on the top side and the bottom. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Otherwise, we'll get back here in a little bit.
me. Quick shout out to James V. Hey, Luis, have any questions? We're a little after 11. For those that are joining us on our socials, read the instructions on the left of your screen. We're going to be winding down and coming back again tomorrow. daytradingmarkets.org. Join us live. Register now. You get an email to come in. The email you register with. We'll see you then. Day trading.